If you're the owner of a 2017 and newer Super Duty gasser truck and you're looking to go big on a budget, well then you'll want to check out the 4-inch installer system from MBRP that we're talking about here today. Now this system is going to combine that massive 4-inch diameter with the aluminized steel build and aggressive tone, all for right around the mid to high $400 price point. Install is going to get a middle of the road 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter according to the site and take a couple of hours at most to complete from start to finish. But as always guys, hang with me for a bit. We'll walk you through this job on our Super Duty later in the video. But let's just jump right into the sound you can expect out of the 4-inch MBRP. And honestly guys, I'm a pretty big fan here. Now with the installer system installed, the tone was pretty deep, not overly loud, and the truck definitely picked up a ton of presence on the road, which I absolutely love. So going to my Wake the Neighbor scale, I have this system coming in at a very robust 3 out of 5 on my 1 to 5 or 1 to Wake the Neighbor scale. Now it does get a little bit loud inside the truck after the install, but I would say that's to be expected here, and I wouldn't get it confused with drone by any means. A little boomy, but definitely not overpowering. Now shaping the sound with this particular system will be the free-flowing MBRP muffler here, which is straight through by design, features a perforated tube internals, and that's gonna help deliver a deeper, more powerful tone overall. But the big story here, guys, no doubt, is gonna be the 4-inch diameter with your tubing, all of it mandrel bent, as you can see. And this is gonna help dramatically increase your exhaust flow, lower the back pressure slightly, but at the same time, it's also gonna ditch a ton of weight off the truck. Factory catback, big, it's heavy, it's clunky. This system is certainly going to shed a few pounds, which is always a good thing. Now, this particular kit does include the 5-inch chrome tip here. It is embossed with the MBRP logo, as you can see, and this guy will exit in the factory location behind that passenger side rear tire. Now, if you did prefer maybe a stealthier look, MBRP does offer their Black Series exhaust, which is going to be nearly identical to this one. In fact, it's the same material, that aluminized steel, but it does powder coat or ceramic coat the axle back portion in black, and that's certainly going to help deliver that more aggressive, stealthier look. And you can find that here on the site as well for about a couple $100 more when compared to your installer system. Now again, the installer system has been built out of aluminized steel, which is gonna be the biggie in keeping costs down, but it does get a little bit more susceptible to corrosion over the years, especially for truck owners who live in snowy areas, and you see a lot of road salt during the winter months. Now with that said, MBRP does still kick in a 3-year warranty with the installer series system here, which is notable, and it's not something you see on a lot of other aluminized steel systems. But now let's shift gears and talk about the install on your gasser truck. Again, 6273. It's not going to be that bad once you get the factory system out of the way. That is going to be your most challenging part. But to give you a better idea of what to expect at home, feel free to check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown right now.
Tools used for this installation: 3/8 electric impact gun, 3/8 extension, 10mm, 13 and 15mm sockets, Black Magic marker, 5/16 Allen, tape measure, 3/8 drive ratchet, a grommet removal tool, and PB blaster. First thing we're going to do, we have our vehicle up on a lift. If you're at home and you don't have a lift, you want to jack your vehicle up, make sure you got jack stands under it, support it very well. Once we get under here, we're going to start with PB blaster and lube up our bolts that we're going to be loosening, one up here, 2 back here behind the muffler, and the rubber exhaust grommets. We're going to lube them up and let them soak a little bit, so that way it's easier for us to pry and get them off. Now, the first thing, I've already sprayed everything. Everything's been soaking for a little while. So what I'm going to do first, take my 15mm, get under here and start removing my first clamp. Now I'm going to loosen this clamp up. I'm not going to take it all the way off. I'm just going to make sure it's pretty loose, and then I'll give it a smack with a hammer to open it up. That'll give us access to get this pipe off. Next, we're going to go to the back. There's 2 nuts holding up a bracket that holds the hanger for the back muffler. We'll get those loose, and then we'll start on our rubber exhaust grommets. Now, this clamp here, we're going to remove the 2 13mm and take this bracket off. And that'll release that This is actually welded to the pipe, but that releases the bracket there. Now we'll start removing our rubber exhaust grommets. So now to make this easier, I'm just going to remove the two 10mm bolts right here that hold this rubber grommet on. Even though I sprayed it, which is still good, I'm not going to wrestle with it with a pry bar under here. I'm just going to remove these. Then when I get it on the ground, I can take my grommet removal tool and pop it off and make it a lot easier. And then we'll just reinstall our mount here before we put the new exhaust on. Now I'm going to do this same thing on the back grommet and get that one off so that the exhaust hangs down. Then we'll be able to wiggle it and get it out from underneath here. So now I'm going to make this a little easier by removing the 10mm that hold this bracket on. There's actually 4 of them, 2 on each side. So now you're just going to want to repeat the same procedure on the other side of the bracket. So now that I got everything unhooked, we're ready to take it out. I got Joe here to give me a hand. We're going to slide it off and fish it through. If you're doing this on the ground, you might have to make some cuts to get it out. But we should be able to fish it through and take the whole exhaust off in one piece. So now we got both exhaust systems here and we're comparing them. We have our old exhaust that we took off and we got a new exhaust. The front pipe here is going to have to be cut to length. Now, depending on your truck, cab, bed length, if it's a crew cab, standard cab, short box, the manufacturer is going to give you a size to cut this pipe so that this kit fits. That's what we're going to do next. We're going to get our length, we're going to take it over to our chop saw, cut our pipe, and then we'll start installing our exhaust. So now we have our pipe up on our bench. We're going to make a cut on this pipe. The manufacturer is going to give you different lengths that you can cut off of this depending on the wheelbase of your truck. On ours, we're going to cut this pipe at 16 1/4. Now you're going to want to cut from this end, not the flanged end down here. So we're going to take our tape measure. We're going to find 16 1/4, make our mark. Now we're going to take this over to our chop saw, make our cut, clean our pipe, and we're ready to install. Now that we got our mark, we're going to bring it over our chop saw here, give it our cut. It's definitely a big pipe. Our blade's getting a little low. I'm just going to give it a spin so we can get through it. Now we'll clean up the end. Now we're ready to install. So now we got our pipe cut. You're gonna see there's a notch in this front pipe. I have my hanger on. I'm gonna take that, There's a nub sticking out of our pipe that comes off the truck. We're gonna line that up so that that slides in place. Put our hanger. I'm gonna take our 15 millimeter and just give it a little bit of a snug. Like that for now. That'll just hold it in place. So now we're going to install this bracket that they give us and put it on one of our clamps. You're going to take it, put the big end through the nut, and then push it down in so it hooks into a place like that. Then we're going to take this, we're going to slide it over top of our pipe and through our rubber grommet that we reinstalled. We took that off in the beginning, but now I put everything back on. Now I'm going to slide our muffler on. Once I get it in place, I'll push our clamp and our hanger over the top of it. So I got my muffler on, I got my clamp started. I'm going to use a hammer and just tap around the edges just to get it. Just to get it to go around and get in place so that I can tighten it. Now I'm going to just give it a snug. I don't want to make it too tight because I want to be able to move it around for fitment. Now we'll help put up our axle pipe. Now we're going to put our axle pipe on. First thing I'm going to do is put my clamp on. Get my clamp where I need it. I have my axle pipe just sitting under here. It's going to go into the pipe, and then we're going to lift up and slide it into the rubber grommets from our previous exhaust. I'm going to snug this one up just a little bit. So now I'm going to install a tailpipe. I already put my clamp on. I'm going to slide it through the hanger and get the pipe started so it slides into the other pipe. Now once I have that in, then we'll finish tightening that up. Now we're going to install our tip. I'm going to want to get it straight. And then we'll tighten around, screw up. Now once we have that tight, now you're going to want to take your 15 millimeter and tighten all your clamps. I'm going to start in the front and work my way back. Now we're going to start up front. Tighten our clamps. Make sure you get them good and tight. Now we'll tighten our tailpipe and we're finished. And that's it. That wraps up this review and install of our MBRP 4-inch installer series single exhaust system with chrome tip for 17 to 21 F250 Super Duties with a 6.2 liter. Thanks for watching, and for all things F-250, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.